So we all know the new movie that Disney just released. It's called Encanto. Now, it means charm, and as we all know, it's set in this beautiful Colombian area, and the characters are just beautiful. Like, so well done. And the premise is they have gifts, one of them doesn't have a gift, one of them that has a gift has been outcasted, and they supposedly left, and now nobody, well, they say this, and I quote, "We don't talk about Bruno." Now, why don't we talk about Bruno? Well, let's get into that. I'm gonna go ahead and say spoilers are coming, so definitely a warning. Alrighty, so we don't talk about Bruno. Now, Bruno is the main protagonist, Mirabelle's uncle, and the second semi-protagonist, Antonio's uncle as well. Now, Bruno was outcasted because of his gift and how people were interpreting his gift. Now, his gift is he sees prophecies, or he can like see the future, and whenever people would ask him what happened, and this is where the spoilers come in, he told somebody that their goldfish would die, and then the next day they were dead. And another example would be how he told the priest or the pastor there that his hair would fall out, and the very next day all of his hair was gone. And then other bad things over time that would happen to these other like village people. And so nobody really liked him because of that, because they thought, oh, well, if Bruno prophesizes this or sees this in the future, then that means that he is doing it. But the thing is, he wasn't doing it, and none of them knew that. As we get to watch the movie, and as we go further into the story, we learn more about Bruno. Alright, and moving on to the next character, we have our main protagonist of the story, Mirabelle. Now, Mirabelle, as I had mentioned before, she did not get a gift. So basically what she does is she tries to help out any way that she can. And so that's all well and good until she goes into the village one day, and then the kids of the village start crowding her and following her all throughout the village while she does and collects whatever she does. And they're like, well, what's everyone's gift? And then she explains, and then, finally, after she gets through all of her family, you have Luisa, Isabella, Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno, we all know. Her abuela, her madre, that's how they say it. Her dad, who else is there? Oh, Pepa, I'll get into her later. Camilo, Antonio, and then I don't remember who Pepa is married to, but I'll figure it out eventually. Oh yes, and Dolores. I cannot forget Dolores. I just remembered Dolores. Yes, I just did. Okay. So that's all of her family members so far. And so she's walking back up the hill to the casita, which is their magical house that formed when the abuela went over there because of random people that came and pillaged their village. Her and her husband, who is Mirabelle's, well, the Madrigal family's abuelo, basically. And then the abuelo died. The abuela then had 3 kids, who is Mirabelle's mom, well, Mirabelle, Luisa, and Isabella's mom. Pepa, I want to say? Yeah, Pepa, and then Tio Bruno, which, yeah, okay, I'm all good. And then Pepa, and then the one guy I can't remember, they had a child who is Camilo. And I don't know who had Antonio. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea who had Antonio. But we have all these characters, and basically Dolores is like, yep, she doesn't have a gift. I just kind of explained Abuela, but I'm gonna go a little bit more into her character. Now, she expects the absolute best from the ones with gifts. Now, with Mirabelle, she's like, oh, you don't have a gift. Today has to be absolutely perfect because this was the night that Antonio was gonna go get his gift in the casita. Yeah, it's like a nightly night that they have whenever they're one of the newborn children grow up enough and then they get their gift at a specific age. Yeah. And so she's like, Mirabelle, stay the fuck out of the way. Basically. That's basically what she does. And the reason that is because when her husband died, that's when she was blessed with the candle that basically burned the casita and the like magic gift, all that stuff, blah blah blah, yeah. And so she's wanted it to not be wasted, I want to say. Yeah. That, like, she didn't want it to be wasted. That's what I'm... Now we're moving on to our next character. Now Luisa, she is born naturally super, super strong. Her gift is strength. But the thing is, and like she's always running around doing stuff, but the thing is, she doesn't want to do that. And she feels all of this pressure on her shoulders, metaphorically. Like, she goes through a whole song about that, where she, like, says, yeah. So basically there's all this pressure put on her to be this strong, strong woman, because that's what her gift is. And she feels like she's useless if she isn't using her gift and helping people to the fullest. Yeah, that kind of thing. And other than that, the village people, they act completely incapable to do anything with themselves, so, yeah. Her character development, Mirabelle helps her understand that, hey, you do not have to be as strong and, you know, as everyone expects you to be. You can, like, chill out and be yourself. That kind of thing. And so after that, she does that. And the abuela notices, because Luisa's crying, because she's never felt something heavy before, because she has super strength and stuff like that. And so she's like, Mirabelle, how dare you? Stop it, you doo-doo pants. That kind of thing. And I'm like, you know, not cool. My personal opinion on the abuela. Let's move on to Isabella. Yeah, Isabella. Yeah. That's how you say her name. Isabella, basically the golden child of the movie. Basically the golden child. And, her gift is that she can make flowers of any kind. She can make them change a different color. And she can make all sorts of plants, all sorts of flowers, like all sorts of it, and like anything in between. And she's like, oh my god, Mirabelle, you need to get out of my way. Like one of those oh, I'm perfect people. But, and like, how she thinks that her destiny is that she's gonna get married to this guy whose name I completely forgot because I didn't care about him at all. But, anyway. But, that's what she thought. But later, Mirabelle helps her understand that, hey, you don't have to be perfect. You can be yourself. You can be messy. You can do cool stuff. Now, moving on to Antonio. Antonio, he gets a lot of support and Mirabelle, and even helps him walk down the little walking aisle that they do that leads them up to the stairs to their new room. And Antonio, he is a very good character, even though he doesn't stay for that long, but he does get a door, and his gift is talking to animals. Moving on to the character Pepa. Pepa can control the weather with her emotions. Like on the wedding day, Bruno came and got into her brain by telling her it looks like rain. And then, oh no, a hurricane. That's how the song goes. But the was just trying to tell a joke, and it got to her, and I don't know why. But basically, she does that. She mostly stays panicky all the time and sad. And whenever she gets sad and stuff, a cloud will form above her. It'll start raining, hailing, snowing, all the above. And then, like, sometimes a rainbow with a cloud will form over her and stuff like that. Other to Camilo, his gift is a shape-shifting. So, like, he can turn into anybody. He can turn into an animal, any age, any person, basically. He can turn into anything that he can think of into existence, and he's basically he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Nothing really gets much said about him other than, like, he makes some appearances in the movie. He looks for Mirabelle. He sings in the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, 7-foot frame, you know, that cool thing. And he makes Bruno out to be like this really creepy dude, when in reality he's not really. So yeah, he's just a funny little guy. Now we're gonna move on to Mirabelle's mother. I forgot her name because I never learned it. Her name is Julieta. Gift is she can heal people by whatever she makes. Like, let's say she made something, like, that's her gift, basically. If you eat something that she has baked or cooked, you will be healed. But yeah, and then at some point she shows Mirabelle support, and then that's basically the entire thing for the movie. There's her husband. He basically gets stung by bees a lot. And then Peppa's husband, he makes one appearance basically, and that's just to talk shit about Bruno and the We Don't Talk About Bruno song. Moving on to Dolores. I love Dolores. I think she's really cool. She goes after she's done talking, or before she talks sometimes. And her gift is she can hear literally everything. And so you can only imagine how many rumors and gossip she's heard. You can only imagine. But, she plays a pretty big part. Like, in the song We Don't Talk About Bruno, she's, like, in fear of Bruno, stuttering or stumbling. I can always hear him sort of muttering or mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. Yeah. And, like, she basically is like, I can hear him every day, but I'm not gonna tell you guys. And, whenever Mirabelle finds the vision of her in the cracked casita, because after Bruno does a vision, it makes itself into a tablet of little green gems for some reason. But, basically, they're, like, to each other at the table, and then Dolores cracks and tells everybody, and then that's when Abuela's like, what the heck is wrong with you, you little stinky? And then basically, everyone has issues. The casita dies, gets all cracked, dies, that kind of thing. They build it all again, and then after, the abuela finds Mirabelle, they make up, and she's like, alright, I will stop being such douchebaggery, and I will let you guys be who you are, and I won't hold you to perfect standards. Perfect standards.